Gentlemen and female gentlemen, it is time to make fun of idiots. Woo! My favorite time of the day, every day. It's why we're here. It's why people don't like me, but it's why I will forever grow stronger. More people that come out here to try to fuckle with me, they just give me more idiots to make fun of. I am literally being empowered by people I don't like. It is the greatest feeling of all time. Today we are talking about the biggest Ubisoft fuck-up in the history of Ubisoft fuck-ups. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the lore, Assassin's Creed is a long, sprawling game. 10,000 likes and I will do the entire fucking lore dive on all of the Assassin's Creed games timeline, okay? That'll happen, 10,000 likes. But today we're talking about the drama. The next Assassin's Creed video will be taking place in Japan. They all have different settings, and this one will be in Japan, following a black samurai. Now, a lot of people were like, interesting, I was unaware that there were black samurai. Oh, it's gonna get so fun in just a minute. So I don't know the full story. I know Asmongold absolutely annihilated Assassin's Creed for this whole shit. So we're gonna see Asmongold's take on all this. But Ubisoft had to actually issue an apology for how bad this shit was. Hope you're ready, baby. It's gonna get real. It's gonna get wild. The culture war shit is incredibly lame and not important, but also sometimes real entertaining. All right, let's go.
Assassin's Creed has put forward an apology. They've said, we're sorry. Now, what are they sorry for?
Let's go, dude. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Fucking every single time. It's way too telegraphed. Bro, Assassin's Creed. How do you make an apology before the game even comes out? The Assassin's Creed Shadows team has a message for our Japanese community. Oh, no!
The Assassin's Creed Shadows team has a message for our Japanese community. I was about to say, I don't think they'd be able to read this.
No, they have a Japanese version too. Oh, God, dude. All right.
But, okay. Yeah, it's down below there. Because I was like...
they've solved the problem. Bro, they tweeted this from the Japanese account. They tweeted this from the English account. Live Asmongold commentary, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, if it's, wait a second, you know, because like, you know, right. To our esteemed Japanese community, a message from the Assassin's Creed development team. First, we want to...
God, I love when the big fucking companies need to apologize for being pieces of shit. It's my favorite thing.
Express our heartfelt thanks for all the support of Assassin's Creed.
I love everyone that starts with that. It's like anyone that's ever in drama starts off with, before I address the drama, I would like to thank everyone supporting me. Yeah, sure.
Over the time, we explored various settings, Viking, 9th century England. For many on our team, creating an Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan has been a long-cherished dream.
All right, so far so good.
Since the announcement of Assassin's Creed Shadows, we've received many positive reactions.
Before mentioning this, and thank you all for your heartfelt support, we also wanted to mention that we've received so much positivity. All right, dude. All right, dude.
I'm sure they've received dozens of positive reactions.
Dozens, bro. Dozens! Bro, Asmongold fucking cooking them. Holy shit.
But also some criticism, including from you, our Japanese players. We share your passion for history and deeply respect you care for your historical and cultural integrity of your rich heritage. We would like to address a few points to clarify our intentions and creative decisions.
All right, here we go. All right, so the first of the 4-page apology was actually just nothing. It wasn't an apology so far. It was just kind of glazing themselves about how they like Japan. Did you see the dislike ratio on the trailer? Yeah, it's like 90% dislikes. It's fucking insane.
Okay, here we go. Overall authenticity efforts. We've...
God, dude, it's so fucking fake. Like, I know what they're gonna say. It's just so fake.
Put significant effort into ensuring an immersive and respectful representation of feudal Japan. Okay.
Oh, yeah, kill him, bald man! Get him! Nurgle them!
No. How it was in feudal Japan.
Okay, based so far.
But I bet walking around in the town with like your armor on did not make every citizen bow to you and be like, oh wow, you're so amazing. Bro, Yasuke walking through that town was like Jesus coming back from being in the desert for 40 days.
It's a different... He just mixed 6 stories together. That was Moses. That wasn't 40 days. It was 40 years. All right, whatever. It's the same idea. Can't wait for Assassin's Creed Israel. Oh, hell yeah. It's going to be awesome.
It was more. Bro, they were gassing him up like crazy. It was nuts. Like, oh, no, be surprised. Yeah, I did. Yeah, what do you mean?
No, but here, the thing is that I think that people are a little annoyed about here is the idea that they claim that the reason why they picked, out of all the rich heritage and stuff of Japan, instead of actually making a native Japanese person the main character, they made a black person the main character. Now, even if it is culturally accurate, to make believe that it is all about the integrity of the people is, I think, not true, right? It was obviously because that was what their DEI experts or their inclusivity team decided would be important as having a main character, right? Like, even if it is historically accurate to some extent, why would you pick a not Japanese guy to be the main character of the Japanese game? I think. Nux Jesus did do 40 days in the desert. Oh my God, Jesus literally ripped off Moses? That's crazy. That was a joke. That was a joke. Don't get upset at me. I never read the New Testament, all right? I am an old school Old Testament, never read the DLC.
Blazing, yes, absolutely. He's not the king, yes, the fucking emperor. However, our intention has never been to present any of our Assassin's Creed games as factual representations of history or historical characters. Instead, we aim to spark curiosity and encourage players to explore and learn more about the historical settings we get inspired by.
What? Why is this in the apology? This isn't the apology. Guys, we wanted you to know that all the historical inaccuracies that we actually had in the game were all just because we wanted to spark your interest in learning more about it. That's why we stole Zoro's sword, and we're using Zoro's sword as one of the swords of the Assassin's Creed guy. Yeah, guys! Isn't that awesome?
I think that people wouldn't have as much of a problem if you made up a character. But I think that what people are really annoyed at with the Assassin's Creed thing is the fact that a lot of this seems to be built on a very shaky foundation. And on top of it being built on a very shaky foundation, it's also built off of a holier-than-thou approach.
Dude, he's picking his words so well. Guys, let's be honest here, okay? It's because they are pandering. It is because they are doing this cringe DEI pandering stuff, okay? And because they decided that the main character was gonna be a black guy, which, again, no problem at all, if it would be in Africa, let's say. No issue, zero problemo, and I don't think anyone would care at all. Like, literally no one would give a shit. Afro Samurai is one of the most beloved anime of all time, all right? But let's not make it an understatement. They staged this in Japan, and instead of actually giving a Japanese guy the main role, they picked someone else from another culture for pandering purposes. And then they needed to decide on the backstory how it actually did make sense, right? Am I missing something here? I feel like I'm missing something obvious that if this isn't the basic take. Like, after they decided on what they wanted the characters to look like, then they kind of came up with the history behind it with a super shaky foundation.
What do you mean he's not a samurai? Are you some kind of a racist? What do you mean this isn't relevant? Are you some kind of a racist? And I think that's what people really don't fucking like. People don't like something that's happening for an obvious reason, and anybody that calls it out is like...
They changed history for the sake of putting representation in the game, okay? That's a fact. That is what they did, and you're not going to convince me that they came to this without pandering in mind. That is bullshit, and you all know it's bullshit. And then they call you a racist for saying that this is for pandering.
Shamed into being...
Like, if they at least admitted it was for pandering, I wouldn't even have as much of a complaint. If they would have said, yeah, it was for pandering purposes, I'd be like, you know what? Respect. Sure.
And quiet. It's fucking annoying. It's so obnoxious to see people like this. Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, how does it affect you? Bro, how does it affect you by doing it?
Damn.
What's the most historic Assassin's Creed? I don't know. I think that really the difference here is that with a lot of the other existing main characters and stories, as far as I know, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but many of the characters that are created in the Assassin's Creed games are fictional characters. These are not historical characters. I understand it in some games.
Yeah, I have to do the Assassin's Creed lore dive on this right after. Right after this, I'm gonna try to do the lore dive on the entire fucking timeline of Assassin's Creed. You gotta know all the lore.
You interact with historical characters, but I'm talking about playing a character like Ezio, like all these. So it's a very different topic and a very different conversation when you're making a character that is completely fake And it's like, I am inventing this character for the story versus I am creating this character from a historical context and then saying this is who the character was. And then if anybody questions it or says this might be off, I'm calling them a racist.
Yeah, you see, if they would have made a fictional character be the main character of the Assassin's Creed Shadows in Japan, and they would have made the character a black guy, I do feel like people would have also complained that it's like, but that's not a thing. So they based it on Yusuke, but they also made the foundation shaky because they had to. Because from what I understand, he wasn't a samurai. I don't know. The whole thing is just weird. It's weird that they feel the need to do this shit. It's like, if you're gonna make a game based in Japan, at least have respect for Japan. Like, what are you doing? And then calling people racist for this? Like, guys, what are you doing? It is stupid. The whole situation's dumb. Unironically. But it was big enough for them to need to make a fucking apology, so that's a dub. He was a retainer. Yeah, he was a retainer, not a samurai.
This is very different. You're like, in one case, you are basically writing fan fiction, and in the other case, you are rewriting history. It's a massive fucking difference. If it was a historical battle with fictional samurai, well, here's the thing. Do y'all ever think that they'd ever make an Assassin's Creed game where you help the South win the Civil War?
Oh, no! Oh! Yes, I can see them doing that shit.
Absolutely fucking not. Do you think that they'd ever make a Civil War movie where you help Nazis? Absolutely fucking not. No. It's because the reason why they're doing this and they're presenting it this way is because it aligns with their worldview and they're trying to push this out there to everybody. That's the reason why they're trying to virtue signal because...
No shit. And people are brain dead to think, oh no, you're actually racist. No, this is pandering. It's all pandering. Saying that this isn't pandering is insane. Get out of here.
Their company was embroiled in as much sexual harassment lawsuit stuff as Blizzard was. They're trying to make up for the fact that if you look at the actual development studio, you look at the people that work at the company, it's just a bunch of fucking white people, but they want to act like they're super diverse in the video games, and why is it? I think that they're overcompensating, personally, but, you know...
That does sound a lot like that, doesn't it, huh? Really sounds a lot like that. Like, bro... It's like you have a bunch of guys, well, the 5 of us white people in charge of Ubisoft hate black people, but so in order to throw them off our tail, we're gonna make a black guy the main character of Assassin's Creed in Japan. And we're gonna even base it on some sort of weak foundation historical accuracy shit. Yes, this will work! And if anyone hates us, we'll just call them racist! Problem solved.
That's just my opinion. So yeah, it's
Bro, George Washington becomes a king in the Assassin's Creed games. I don't think they're that accurate. But then stop making believe it's accurate. You could do two things, all right? You could do fake shit. You could do real shit. Don't do fake shit, make believe it's real shit, and then when people call you out, you call them racist. That doesn't work.
You don't really care about the, you know, telling a story. You care about doing it in a way that is congruent, that makes you look good. That's what matters.
100%.
It's so inauthentic. And so we end to spark. Assassin's Creed Shadows is first and foremost designed to be an entertaining video game that tells a compelling historical fiction set in feudal Japan. Our team extensively collaborated with external consultants, historians, researchers, and
external consultants. I wonder what those guys are consulting.
Internal teams at Ubisoft Japan to inform our creative choices. Right, okay.
That doesn't help at all. This is like Dream fucking saying that, well, you see, I hired a Harvard astrophysicist to dissect my speedrun and prove that it wasn't actually fake. And then he admitted later it was fake. Yeah, that helps. That helps. It's like with Netflix's Cleopatra documentary. Yeah, Netflix got fucking destroyed for that.
So, I mean, yeah, those historians about that. Yeah, that was not so good, huh?
Yeah, they didn't do a great job.
They can't please everyone?
I disagree. I think they could please everyone, right? If they would have made this taking place in Japan with Nobunaga as the main character, okay? Or with, like, a Japanese samurai guy as the main character, literally everyone would have been happy, right?
The Assassin's Creed hasn't been good since Black Flag? I don't know. But Assassin's Creed 3 was the American Revolution, not Civil War. Well, yeah, I mean, I knew they did one about Revolutionary War, but that's different. I don't think Japan likes that. Yeah, I mean, let's see here. Despite these sustained efforts...
All right, page 3 of the apology. So far, there was no apology, by the way. So far, it was thank you for supporting us. We hired a lot of historians to help us. which we promptly decided to not listen to.
Acknowledge that some elements in our promotional material may have caused concern within the Japanese community. For this, we sincerely apologize. All the game footage presented so far is in development, and the game will keep evolving until launch. Based on your constructive criticism that we have received, we will continue our efforts until we put this game in your hands and beyond.
What does that even mean? Based on the constructive criticism we have received, we will continue doing exactly what we have been doing.
We do want to clarify that while there have been consulting with many people throughout the development process, they are in no way responsible for the decisions that are taken by the creative teams. Yeah, of course, right?
No, yeah, right. They gave you advice that you promptly didn't listen to. Very cool.
Coincidentally, we respectfully request that any criticism not be directed at our collaborators, both internal and external. Well, of course people are going to criticize the collaborators because they're...
Especially if the collaborators are the fucking Sweet Baby Inks of the world.
The ones that are like, you know, for example, there was that one female Japanese person.
Female Japanese person. I love Asmongold.
And like they had written books about like, what was it, like relationships between like men and young boys.
What the fuck?
And talking about that.
Huh? What the shit?
I'm pretty sure, like, I don't remember exactly like what the details. Yeah, boy. No, right? There's that one, and then there's the other one. So like, yeah,
what is he talking about?
Bring it up, but we're not criticizing really for that. It's like, oh, this is the person that you have. Oh, you're gonna bring this person on, this weirdo? What the fuck? So, am I showing the most traumatic experience? Yeah, for sure. I'm glad I did.
Dude, it literally doesn't stop. I literally came from the Chris Tyson drama to this. Female Japanese person.
Most of the controversial games is late and plan on playing anyway. Yeah. Hirama, a historian, has said Yasuke was most likely a samurai. Most Japanese people had problems with the minute details of the game. Yeah, but then other people, like, I saw that, but then I saw other people saying that the guy was, like, a communist, and, like, other people that were part of that community were saying that he was wrong. Like, honestly, I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. I'm not sure what's really going on with that. I'm not in their culture.
Based. Yeah, this is just... It's just
so,
gross.
Yeah, let me go back to look at the rest of this.
All right, page 4. So far, page 3 said nothing either. All right, you ready? It's gonna get better. Creative liberties and historical inspirations. All right, baby, here's our goes.
Liberties and other historical.
One of the story writers was writing about monks having illicit relationships with young monks, and that was not a female Japanese person. Okay.
Inspirations. While we strive for authenticity in everything we do, Assassin's Creed games are works of fiction inspired by real historical events and figures.
Right.
From its inception, the series has taken creative license and incorporated fantasy elements to craft engaging and immersive experiences. The representation of Yasuke in our game is an illustration of this. His unique and mysterious life made him an ideal candidate to tell an Assassin's Creed story with the feudal Japan as a backdrop.
Just admit it, guys. It's okay. I don't think people would be as mad at these people if they just admitted it, you know? If they said, listen, we're pandering, but we're gonna make a fucking good game while we pander. You know, people would not be as upset. Hot take. Sometimes honesty is, in fact, the best policy, right?
While Yasuke is depicted as a samurai in Assassin's Creed, we acknowledge that this is a matter of debate and discussion.
So suddenly they are not historically accurate anymore. So all of their times calling people racists for saying that they weren't historically accurate, they were actually not historically accurate. Calling people racist was in fact wrong of them. Wow, all right.
We have woven this carefully into our narrative.
They've woven it carefully, guys.
And with our other lead character, the Japanese shinobi, who is equally important to the game, our dual protagonists provide players with different playstyles.
You ready? Ready? All right. You know what? There's 2 characters, so there's no pandering. They were right all along. If it was sarcasm, you'd be, you'd know. You'd know if I was being sarcastic here, right, guys? 2 protagonists, in fact.
So,
because there is a Japanese woman with the black man, it is suddenly historically accurate, they said.
I think this is the reason why a lot of this creative stuff kind of completely falls flat. Why is communist seen as something bad? It's just a system like democracy. People view capitalism as really bad too. Like people, I feel like, I think
where is this coming from? How did this creep into the conversation?
A better comparison is like capitalism versus communism. I feel like people say that's bad all the time. Like people say, what do you call it? Capitalism's awful. Communism equals democracy? Yeah, bro, like, it's not... And also...
what is even going on here? What is even happening?
Like, I think it's fair to say that, as far as I know, every implementation of communism has been bad. Like, I'm pretty sure we don't have a lot of, like, really, really great communist countries.
Zero, in fact. Good point. He's arguing with a chatter about communism right now?
So, yeah.
Because Yasuke was a communist? Who cares?
I mean,
He was a fucking assassin. You don't come to him for his fucking ideological virtue. He's a fucking badass samurai guy.
Feel like, whereas, like, we have a lot of really great capitalist countries, like America. America's great. Compared to, like, hey, any of the communist countries, you want to say America's bad? Uh-huh, for sure.
Where is he going with this? Oh my god, the greatest freeze frame of all time! Dude, I don't have an Asmongold collage, but we might be starting today.
Compare it to the fucking communist countries. America's great. Absolutely. The thing is, yeah, it's not even a question. Yeah, anybody who's, by the way, if you are trying to debate this with me, you have totally lost the plot.
Yeah, it's literally not the point whatsoever.
And I hope that you do not ever have to live in a country where you have to live by your words.
Oh god, I hope Hassan doesn't see this clip.
I pray that never do you actually have to be held accountable and see that you're wrong firsthand.
Dude, they have fucking children slavery in China, okay? The fucking, are you out of your mind? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Get out of here. Listen, you can complain about America all you want, but it is leagues better than the communist countries. Like, huh? Nux, what do you think about capitalism? You see, this is why you can't take anything seriously. I already told you. I want to make a whole Jewish guide to capitalism video. I'll get obliterated for it. I already know that, but I think it would be a banger, and I kind of want to do that. Again, I think that, all in all, I like capitalism, except I think when taken to an extreme, it goes bad. So it would be really nice if there was some sort of implementation in place so that it's not pure and utter unadulterated capitalism. But I do think it's better than the alternatives. Every other extreme just seems so bad too, so.
Anyway, does it make sense? Oh, it does. It makes sense to every person who's normal. American vets are living on the streets? Yep, you're right. And it's still a lot better than any of the communist countries. Absolutely. It's not even a question.
True.
Like, yeah, nobody's saying America's perfect. Nobody ever said that.
All right.
It's sure a hell of a lot better than what they have. So yeah, anyway, let's go back. We'll talk about this.
All right. Back. Let's go back.
That's a fucking tangent. Here's the point. Is that I think that everybody can see that the reason why they put Yasuke in the game is so they can position themselves as caring about diversity.
Yep, that is what's happening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why they're doing it. Oh, but it's historically accurate. Okay, but why did you pick that one samurai? All right, there's another 10,000 samurai you could have picked, but you picked this one. Okay, let's say it's historically accurate. Why did you pick this samurai? Admit it. Just admit it. Put your dick on the table and admit it. Why are these people all trying? They all think we're idiots, right? They all just think we're absolute bumbling buffoons. That no one is acting in good faith for this argument.
While being, once again, a pretty much all-white studio that has been embroiled in different types of sexual harassment lawsuits and different types of controversy over the years. That was the reason why the character was included this way.
Yeah!
So if you want to talk about taking creative liberties, I don't necessarily respect that level of creativity because it happens only in a way that is performative. These people do not live this way. They do not behave this way. They do not act this way. They perform this way in order to pay credibility to a ideology that they actually do not live. And I think that everybody can see that. It's optics again. Yeah, it's just optics. And I think that's why...
It is 1,000,000,000% optics. It's like, and anyone that doesn't see it is deluding themselves. They literally are deluding themselves. And the thing is, I really think if they straight up admitted everything, they would not get this much hate. They'd be like, listen, guys, to be honest, it's not historically accurate. We know Yasuke was a retainer and not a samurai. We just wanted to virtue signal, guys. God, that would be crazy.
People are really offended about it. That's why people are very annoyed about it. So, do you guys going crazy virtue signal on this one? Well, it's not DEI, right? I mean, like, it's just a bad decision. Like, the point that I'm making is that if you want to talk about taking creative liberties...
Feels like DEI to me, right?
I think that, for example, if you had George Washington and you made a story about George Washington and you dramatically changed his personality or you made George Washington gay, I think people would consider that problematic.
1,000,000,000%. That's not accurate at all. It's and then they'll say, well, we didn't actually aim for historical accuracy. We didn't actually aim for historical accuracy in these cases. We just, you know.
I would. I would consider that problematic because you're changing an existing character. Assassin's Creed. So was George Washington gay in Assassin's Creed 3? I know he was in the game. That's why I used
Wait, was he actually gay? That's so funny. Then Asmongold just accidentally gave the worst analogy of all time. Wait a second, is George Washington gay? Because if so, that would be fucking hilarious. Bro, that would be huge. That's awesome. Yeah, no one actually knows. It's just people thinking. Don't know. It's not on the record. Don't know. He had a wife, but he had no children. I don't know if that's evidence. He was married to a woman. That is not proof at all, my homie, okay?
That was an example. Yeah, they made him evil and made him want to rule as a king. Yeah. I think the difference is that that's perceived as a creative decision, whereas the sexuality and race implementations are seen as performative.
Well, they are performative, right? Like, that's why they're included in the games. It's not just that they're seen that way, right?
And I think it's true. I think that's actually what happened. This is a DLC? Yeah.
I don't think DLC really makes a difference.
It was an alternate reality DLC? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I haven't played it myself.
No, but I think it doesn't matter. Like, regardless. Okay, so let's say they go and they decide to make him gay in this alternate reality universe and whatever. I don't think people would have complaints about it. With Yasuke in particular, they get all up in arms at people saying that it's not historically accurate, and then they claim that's not true. You're just racist. It is actually all historically accurate. When it's actually not, right? I feel like that's what people are complaining about Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's not just the idea that they changed reality. It's the idea that it is obviously for pandering purposes, and also they call you racist for calling them out for changing reality, right? I don't know, this whole shit is stupid at this point, but they're getting fucking annihilated on this response. This is the worst apology I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, either way, I think that everybody is fucking pissed about this. Let me go back and read some of these. Nah! Remove Johnny Somali from your game. What the fuck? Johnny Somali from your game. There's a few minutes sales from me. Johnny Somali. Get woke or broke. Yeah, sure. Classic. I feel like people have completely forgotten this screen shows up when you play any Assassin's Creed game. The games are always historical fictions, not meant to be literal history books. Yeah, but... this argument is insane. It's historical fiction, but if you say it's not accurate, they call you racist. Interesting. So I'm trying to think back. Did they say that Yasuke was a samurai whenever they did that video? I'm trying to think back. Did that happen? They did. I want to find it. Let me see if they actually said it. All right. Ready?
An historical character, the samurai and the shinobi.
Oh, it's over. Well, they did say it, right? They said samurai and shinobi. That's Yasuke and the girl. Well, good times. Let's go, baby.
Caught you in 20K HDR 1200 FPS Super Nintendo iOS 49 Blu-ray Ultraviolet Radiation 1080p PlayStation 5.
Two perfect archetypes for our dual protagonist. You'll embody the deadliest trained assassin in history, the shinobi, with Naue, a young woman from the mountains of Higa province, who was forced by war to learn the arts of deception. You also experience Japan through the eyes of Yasuke, an historical character whose legend is surrounded by mysteries. It allows us to tell the story of a foreigner who becomes a samurai under Oda Nobunaga, the most powerful daimyo at that time.
All right.
Okay, so they said it.
It is not a fictional character. They are literally changing Japanese history. And in Japan, they actually care about their history, okay? Get out of here, bro.
So
what the hell
if they
are you
had
saying?
never said that, I feel like they would have a point. But they were pushing this.
I'm pretty sure they did a whole shtick with Wikipedia at some point also. Didn't they change the Wikipedia article to list him as a samurai? Am I making this shit up? I have to be making that up, right? Yasuke Wikipedia. I have to be making that shit up, but I feel like there was like a whole drama about that at some point. Yasuke, man of African origin who served as a samurai to the Japanese daimyo Oda Nobunaga. I feel like they actually changed it, because it did not say this a few months ago. They just called him a daimyo, they didn't call him a samurai. Check the history. I'm so not good at Wikipedia! There we go. Was not a samurai. Thomas Lockley had been caught lying. English teacher Lockley wrote fiction book about Yasuke being a samurai in English. The same book he wrote in Japanese, where Yasuke is not a samurai. Lockley was hoping that the Japanese never finds out about this. Alright, hell yeah, I guess. So they've been going crazy back and forth on this shit. Never a samurai. Was not a samurai. Don't post misinformation. It was shown recently that he wasn't a samurai. Wait, what does that even mean? What? That's crazy. All right, get me out of here, bro.
Like, they've been pushing this the whole time. They're backpedaling, yes. Didn't fully fuck up. They acknowledged his history is shrouded in mystery. Yeah, but then they immediately said what the history was.
His history is shrouded in mystery, but he's a pedophile. Yeah!
IGN and games websites were also pushing this hard? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, anyway, 1984.
I'm confused. What's the actual history in saying Yasuke wasn't a samurai? Well, they're acknowledging that it was a contested fact. That's the...
Ultimately, it doesn't matter. I feel like this whole argument is kind of being taken the wrong way from all sides. Like, on the one hand, you have people talking about how it's historically accurate versus it's historically inaccurate, and that's bad, and that's this, and that's that. They made a game in Japan. Why wouldn't they just make a Japanese guy the main character? Obviously, it's pandering. Admit it! That's fine, guys. It's fine. Just admit it. Get me out of here, bro. This whole story fucking sucks. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Bye. Bye. Thank you. That's this situation. I don't know enough about it. I gotta keep doing my research, and it's time to do Assassin's Creed lore. Goodbye. If you made it to the end, click one of these two videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on King. Stay weird, fam.